Hey guys, what is up? This is Dhruval Patel. Welcome to my channel Technocrat Dhruval. What was once the most abundant piece of tech in our laptops is currently the most useful one. Yes, I am talking about the laptop camera or webcam, whatever you like to call it. It's almost few months since many of us have been working from home. Video call meetings, which is a daily affair now, used to take place occasionally, usually every fortnight. But there was a time when we had the freedom to roam around, have face-to-face meetings. Unfortunately, none of it is happening right now. Let's talk about the webcam in the first place. Over the years, few people have ever turned on the webcam on their laptops, mostly because there isn't much to do. Probably that's the reason PC makers got into a habit of putting lower spec camera hardware in their devices. Surprisingly, the list doesn't exclude the perfection-seeking company Apple. Its top-of-the-line MacBook Pro 16, which costs $2,339, has a webcam that can record videos at just 720 pixels. In contrast, the front camera on the iPhone 11 Pro with half the price tag is capable of recording 4K videos. Of course, an easy explanation is already at hand. You will find many internet users complaining that the indoor performance of Apple's 720 pixel FaceTime cameras isn't that good. You might have to put additional lights, maybe sit in your backyard to achieve better picture quality. Speaking of performance, the webcam experience on HP Pavilion laptop isn't great either. For the peace of mind, the iMac Pro comes with a 1080 pixel FaceTime camera, but the all-in-one computer will set you back by almost $5,000. Similarly, the Dell XPS 17 costs around $1,500 and comes with a webcam that maxes out at 720 pixels. So is the case of similarly priced HP Elite series and MSI laptops that proudly sport an HD-capable web camera. So laptop webcams are bad. Now what? Now, when you are making the video calls, the stream should look just about fine if the person on the other end is using a laptop or a smartphone. But what if they are using a big display with 4K resolution? Don't worry, your manager won't give you a running over for having a bad laptop camera because their laptop camera is also that bad. In addition to office meetings, people are also using video calls to remain connected with their friends and family. PC makers could be given a benefit of doubt that they didn't know what was coming and all of a sudden people would start working from home across the globe. But the fact that the 2020 MacBook Air and 13-inch MacBook Pro models come with a 720 pixel FaceTime HD camera makes us believe that the change is yet to arrive. In the case of Apple, the company is also pushing iPad Pro models with far better cameras as alternatives to mainstream computers. However, that's an entirely different story. One thing to note is that Microsoft Surface Book lineup has used a 1080 pixel webcam since its initial launch in 2015. Meanwhile, the Surface Laptop 3 is limited to a 720 pixel shooter. So, it could also be the case that differential treatment is being given to PCs with a conventional form factor. Speaking of the solutions, it's time for PC makers to wake up and start upgrading the camera hardware in upcoming devices. And more importantly, the change should arrive in the affordable PC segment, just like it has happened in the case of smartphones. Not just video calls, the lack of proper camera hardware leaves no incentive for the users, who eventually end up putting a tape on it in the name of privacy. From all this information, one thing is very clear, that laptop webcams aren't going to improve anytime soon. So maybe you can try laptop camera alternatives. For now, the practical approach would be to go for external webcams that can provide superior quality than their integrated counterparts. PC makers putting higher quality integrated web cameras would drive up costs anyway, more than it should in some cases. It's no doubt that tech giants have realized the rising need for webcams and how important they are for video call meetings. While conventional webcams continue to exist, companies like Microsoft have started certifying all-in-one displays fitted with a high-quality camera and mic for the users of Microsoft Teams. You can use your camera as a webcam. Camera manufacturers like Canon, GoPro and Fujifilm have released webcam software that can enable your DSLR, mirrorless or action camera to act as a webcam. I guess I don't need to talk about the improvements in picture quality, although preparing the setup would be tedious. So while your travel photography plans might be at a halt, you can still put your DSLR or GoPro at some work. Also, there are tools available that can turn your smartphone into a webcam. However, most people don't know how to use their Android or iOS phones as webcams. Don't worry, keep watching and you will learn by the end of this video. First, we will go through the process of using your phone as webcam on Windows or Linux PC. Before you begin with the process, make sure your smartphone and Windows PC are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. However, you can also use a USB cable to connect your phone with the Windows PC. Now, let's begin with the process. First, download the DroidCam wireless webcam application on your smartphone. This application requires Android 5.0 or newer version. Now, download and install the DroidCam client on your Windows PC. The client is also available for Linux, but it's not available for macOS. Launch the DroidCam client on your PC and you will see that it will ask for a device IP. So it's time to launch the DroidCam app on your smartphone. When you launch the app, skip everything to get to the page where you see your device IP. Now, type that device IP on the desktop client. To choose between the front and back camera, click on 3-dot icon, go to settings, then go to camera in the DroidCam application. I would recommend to use the rear camera because it will give you better video quality. On the desktop client, check both video and audio options. If the audio option is left unchecked, then your mic won't pick up any sound. Finally, click on Start to see if you were successful in using your Android phone as a webcam. If everything is working fine, then launch the video conferencing app you generally use and select DroidCam as your camera. And that's it. Now you know how to use Android phones as a webcam. The DroidCam app is also available for the iPhone and works exactly like the Android version of the app. However, the desktop client for DroidCam is only available for Windows and Linux. So if you wish to use your Android or iOS smartphone as a webcam on macOS, follow this second process. To use your phone as a webcam on macOS, this time the wireless webcam app you will be using is the EpochCam, which has a desktop client for Windows and macOS. Also, this app can be used for Android and iOS smartphones. Before you begin with the process, make sure your smartphone and macOS systems are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. The best thing about the EpochCam webcam software is that you don't have to do additional things as we did with the DroidCam. If you are connected with the same Wi-Fi, then launch EpochCam app on your smartphone and then the desktop client. If you are getting the video feed from the app to the desktop client, then go ahead and select EpochCam as your camera in your preferred video conferencing app. The only bad thing about EpochCam is that it is not entirely free. The free version comes with a lot of restrictions. For instance, your video resolution is restricted to 480 pixel. Also, in the free version, you can't use your iPhone's microphone. So if you wish to use the free version, make sure you have earphones with good quality mic. However, you can get rid of all these limitations by getting the pro version of EpochCam. So these are the two methods through which you can use your iPhone or your Android smartphone as a webcam. So guys, I hope this video was useful to you. If you have liked this video, then hit the thumbs up button and share it with everyone. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload new video. Also follow me on Instagram at technocrat_Dhruval. We'll see you guys in the next useful video. Till then, stay safe and stay motivated. Peace.